Okay, so here we are, friends. Here's the new device that I mentioned in the caption. It's basically two um, mechanical keys from a keyboard mounted onto this little platform with RGB LEDs all over it. I'll show you that in a minute. And a nice little rubber non-slip pad. It's actually got a fair bit of weight to it, and right now it's got this little goofy keychain thing, which I'm going to take off. But basically right now it's just set up to mimic your mouse. So we have left click and right click, and you can see that working on screen there. Um, so that's kind of what it does. It's programmable. Keycaps come off, and it's hot swappable. So right now there's brown switches in there. I could change it. Here's a quick look at. I'm just kind of changing the lights. You can see it going away there. It is pretty bright. Um, let's see. I think I have another way to do it here. Just pretty bright. I'm kind of shuffling colors, but I have it on this breathing mode where it kind of slowly goes between green and blue, which are kind of the colors I've been rocking lately. So I've got a pretty short USB-C cable, so I've got it on this side for now. I'm eventually thinking about maybe mounting this to the joystick, maybe in one of these little cavities or something here. Not sure what I'm going to want it to do quite yet, um, but something to think about. I may use one of the keys for my reverse thrust, just because I'm not a terrible fan of how this is set up on here. But we'll see. Let me just open up some software real quick here. Um, and we'll get set up. So today's flight looking pretty good here. We're looking at going from San Jose, California, kind of across the Bay Area to San Francisco International. Not a huge long flight by any means, but one that would save some traffic time if you were to drive. Um, so let's jump into Flight Simulator and we'll get started. Here we go. Going to leave the um, joystick set up where it is right now with my left hand. So here we are in the Citation CJ4. We're going to go ahead and get started. I usually like to have a look around the cabin just to kind of show off the aircraft. I think we've done this one in the past. Pretty nice aircraft. Up here we've got some dome lights. And then down here we've got the bulk of the actual instrument controls and whatnot. But I'm going to go ahead and do it with my joystick this time since we're fairly new to that. So I'm going to go ahead and use this to kind of cycle through the different areas. And here's where my money maker is right here. So we're going to go ahead and get our battery turned on. And this is going to do a self-test, and you'll hear that in a second. I'll be kind of quiet so you can hear that. So there you go, you heard that. We're going to go ahead and flip the avionics master on. You can see our battery amperage starts to decrease because we're not connected to external power. So we will go ahead and it's kind of irritating. Can't zoom in anymore. Weird. Okay, well. But we'll go ahead and get the engine started now. So with those on, we'll go ahead and go down here. Put our engines into run. Then we'll go ahead in here. Go ahead and engage the left starter. As we do that, we're going to turn our exterior lights on. And then go over to our monitor here and take a look. The engine's starting to come on. So what's going on? We'll get in touch with the tower.
San Jose ground,
request
Orbit
pushback.
343 requesting pushback. Orbit 343 pushback request accepted.
Pushback request has been accepted, so we're going to go ahead and disengage the parking brake. Currently have one engine running. I'm going to go ahead and turn the other one on. Close these two covers. And we are going to you can see the starter is still engaged, and now that start process is complete. You can see the pushback tug operator in the correct spot now. I'm going to ask him to go to the right.
San Jose ground, Orbit 343 requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Oh,
Orbit 343, your request has been
I
transmitted
selected
to
the wrong one, but that's okay.
San
I'm going to
Jose
ask him
ground,
to stop
Orbit
there, and we'll just
343
make a big
requesting the end
circle.
of pushback. Orbit 343 request to end pushback received.
Go ahead and get our parking brake back on. As we're waiting for him to clear, we're going to go back inside, go ahead and clear that warning light, and request
San Jose ground,
our
Orbit
departure.
343 ready to taxi, departing straight out with Alpha. Orbit 343 taxi to and hold short of runway 30 left via taxiway Victor Golf Whiskey 1 Delta Whiskey Charlie cross runway 30 left Charlie cross runway 30 right Charlie Yankee Alpha 1 cross runway 30 right Alpha 1. Contact tower on 124.0 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 30 left using taxiway Victor Golf Whiskey 1 Delta Whiskey Charlie cross runway 30 left Charlie cross runway 30 right Charlie Yankee Alpha 1 cross runway 30 right Alpha 1 Orbit 343.
It's quite a mouthful for our taxi directions, but now that we've got everything started up, we'll get going here.
Orbit 343, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Oh man.
Orbit 343, continue taxi.
Okie dokie.
Roger, Orbit 343. Orbit 343, hold position, caution, other traffic. Orbit 343, continue taxi.
Oh man, okay.
Roger, Orbit 343.
So as that's happening, go back down here, switch this back to our engine data. Keep going on our way, steer a little bit clear of this vehicle.
Orbit tree 4 tree, hold position, caution, the departing generic. Hold position, orbit tree 4 tree.
Should be a generic aircraft crossing here.
Orbit tree 4 tree, continue taxi. Orbit tree 4 tree, hold position, caution, the departing generic. Hold position, orbit tree 4 tree.
And there they are, right in ahead of us there. We should be good to go.
Orbit tree 4 tree, continue taxi. Roger, orbit tree 4 tree.
Going across the runway here, that's why we kind of got hung up there. Going across another runway. It's going to be our departing runway. I think we're going to do a rolling takeoff today if we can get the clearance for it. And by that I mean getting the clearance on time, because we've got everything prepped and ready to go. Let's see what we can do. There's our runway.
San Jose Tower orbit 343 ready at runway 30 left, departing straight up.
Yep, there we go. We got our clearance. We're going to go ahead and do a rolling takeoff here. So we're going partial throttle till we get ourselves on the yellow line. And here we go full throttle. View from the outside for y'all. Back to cockpit view. We've passed our takeoff speed. And we're going to pull back. Got good positive climb. Speed is continuing to increase. Gonna hold it there. Going to go ahead and bring our landing gear up. So we depart straight out. Going and adjusting our flaps.
San Jose Tower orbit 343 frequency change.
And we're going to go ahead and hand fly this one, no autopilot. So we're going to level out at about 5,000 feet or so. Gorgeous view of the outside.
San Francisco Tower orbit 343 is 21 miles southeast, 5,500 feet with whiskey to land.
Orbit 343, San Francisco Tower. Altimeter 29.9er, 2 wind 257 F7. Make straight in runway 28 left.
Make straight in runway 28 left, orbit 343.
So 28 left is their second biggest runway. It's about 10,600 feet long, with 28 right being the longest at 11,870 feet long. Go ahead and level out here. 28 left. Here, go ahead. Get on course a little bit better. We can actually see the landing lights there now. So we'll go ahead and get adjusted. Actually start to lower our airspeed a little bit and lose some altitude already. And make it a real gradual descent into SFO. Like I said, we're hand flying the whole thing, so no autopilot this time. And although we are descending slowly, we aren't using any flaps or anything because, you know, obviously flying such a short distance, we're doing this for speed today. So while we do want to be safe, obviously, we're going to try and maintain a reasonable airspeed.
Orbit 343 with 257 F7. Cleared to land runway 28 left.
We've gotten our landing clearance, which is nice, but it is a little bit early, which does concern
Cleared to
me.
land runway 28 left, orbit 343.
I've had to make a number of go-arounds at SFO before, so we'll see how we do this time on 28 left. With that, we're going to go ahead and put our landing gear down. We've got 15 degrees of flaps right now. Things are looking good. We're just going to continue straight in, basically. All 3 gear lights are good. As you can see down there, 3 green lights is good news. And we're just going to continue on to SFO. This aircraft does not have any reverse thrust, so we're going to bank on our spoilers, which is button 3 here, lower button to the left with my thumb, and then we've got our brakes, which is looks like button 5, which is the one above that. So we'll tap this and hold that. Looks like we're a little bit lower than we would have liked on the glide slope, so
Generic November 49er 20 Quebec, San Francisco Tower. Altimeter 29er, 2 wind 257 F7. Cleared ILS runway 28 left approach.
Cleared ILS runway 28 left approach, generic 20 Quebec.
oh no. Well, it's concerning. We had the game crash, so we're going to relaunch. Sorry, guys.
ready for departure. Departure to the north.
Well, everyone likes a good departure, so we'll do one here. Not sure why this isn't full screen. What's going on there? Man, Microsoft Flight Simulator, you're all sorts of messed up today. Holy cow. Okay, that's good. We're gonna go ahead and bring the landing gear up.
Orbit tree 43, continue for north departure.
Continuing for north departure, orbit
San Jose
343.
Tower, orbit tree 43, continue for north departure.
And what we're gonna do is skip ahead to our
Orbit tree 43, leaving my airspace frequency change.
approach where we were before, or close to where we were before. And that way, while we're up there in the air, we can get our ourselves situated close to where we were at before. And hopefully we've got the same clearance on 28 left, but we will see. So it looks like we are 10 feet above mean sea level. That doesn't make sense. That's got to be where the runway is.
Orbit 343, did you hear my last transmission?
Cleared to land runway 28 left, orbit tree 43.
Okay, what is going on here? Why am I having severe... Is my gear down? My gear's not even down yet. I don't even have landing gear. Holy cow. Look at Microsoft setting me up for failure. Holy cow, Microsoft. What was that? We're gonna go next taxiway.
Orbit 343, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, that was not a good final by
Orbit
any means.
343, contact ground on 121.8.
Let's look and see what's going on here, because that was a...
121.8 for orbit tree 43.
That was a crap landing. No flaps. What the heck happened there?
San Francisco ground, orbit tree 43, taxi to parking. Orbit 343, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Quebec Bravo, Kilo cross runway 10 right, Kilo cross runway 10 left, Kilo Charlie. Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Quebec Bravo, Kilo cross runway 10 right, Kilo cross runway 10 left, Kilo Charlie, orbit tree 43.
Yeah, I would love to know what happened there, because that was a very, very interesting approach that I feel like I was dropped into, and that was definitely not where I should have been based on that little on-screen pictogram thing. That was rough. So hurry up and cross these two busy runways before we get told to stop. And we're going to be naughty and take a shortcut. And swing wider on this bus. Come on now. Well, we're good there as far as parking goes. We're going to go ahead and shut down now. Man, our lights weren't even on. Come on. That was a poor, poor, poor landing. And there we have it. The aircraft is shut down here at SFO. That was a rough one tonight, guys, but I suppose we made it. I'm really not satisfied with that landing, to be honest. Let's look and see if we can... No. Well, I guess that's that. We'll keep it short for tonight. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.